Alright, folks, so I'm going to review Yelawolf's Trunk Music 3. Main thing about this project is just the fact that this is basically another shot for Yelawolf to find what his audience is kind of looking for. His past three albums, Radioactive, Love Story, and Trial by Fire, seem to have gotten mixed reactions. It seemed like a lot of folks wanted just the trunk music style, and I guess I'll talk about some of the three previous projects just to kind of show off what the problems with them were supposedly. So Radioactive was his first album on Eminem's label, and I think the creative direction of that kind of made folks, he was trying to do more radio related stuff. He had a bunch of songs for women on there, a bunch of like not necessarily pop rap, but just almost mainstream rap, something that you would have heard circa 2011. It just didn't work that well considering that Yelawolf was really raised on the underground. Love Story was his take kind of on being, like Everlast and that sort of stuff. It was a lot of country rap on there, just real left field and unexpected type style for him. And when I reviewed that back in late 2015, I was surprised by it just because I was getting used to albums like Slipknot and Everlast and those type dudes, but it just did not. Looking back, I really haven't listened to that album that much lately. I mean, there's just not that many songs. The sheer amount of just pure rap cuts on there may be like three or four, but it's not that well. And then on top of that, Trial by Fire, which I did listen to a couple times a couple years ago, and I was going to review it, but I was kind of caught up with my vlog channel, and I just figured, I'm not going to sit there and review this day one just to have everyone disagree with me because they're a bunch of stans or fanboys. So I just chose to, let that pass. But, I did listen to the album somewhat, and it was good rock rap. I mean, Machine Gun Kelly kind of did that stuff also, but I feel like Yelawolf probably would be able to keep up with that genre, but I guess that didn't go too well either. So it was kind of, I mean, really, I only remember like one single being released from Trial by Fire, so it just was quickly forgotten about, and then time passed and we started talking about Trunk Music 3. So this is just back to like his definitive series, and the second one was Trunk Music Returns, which is a mixtape. But I was gonna review that also, but it just kind of got convoluted. I mean, mixtapes don't have like the most profound, popularity just because you can get them for free. It's like, why would you need opinion? I like to do them on the occasion, but it just the numbers aren't there. But so Trunk Music 3, I wanted to kind of mess with that. And the main thing about it is he recruits some folks. DJ Paul is on here. His old pal Ritz is on here. Machine Gun Kelly, who is, he's becoming more impressive just with the songs that he chooses. This was a good pick for him between this song, Rap Devil, the song off of Tech Nine's Planet. I mean, a lot of these, kind of off to the side Machine Gun Kelly songs. I mean, he's better, I don't want to insult him, but it seems like he would be better just in small doses more so than on full-blown albums, because Bloom, I feel like, this is off topic, but the Binge EP was better than Bloom, and that's the thing about it. But he's good at just finding like a hot song on a particular person. I mean, he could have been on any song off of Yelawolf's album, and he chose the song Rowdy, which has one of the best beats on the album, and it works. I mean, that's the thing. DJ Paul produced it, and he has several beats on here, and those are some of the best production on the album. He even does Box Chevy 6. So I kind of felt like a lot of these songs, I was expecting the DJ Paul songs to be good, and they almost sound like miniature 3-6 Mafia songs. I mean, he's got a sound, but it was just surprising to hear like the style of beat that he chose, because it could have gone in almost any direction. DJ Paul kind of does horrorcore, but it did sound like something you almost might hear Juicy J rap over or something. And so the album had two singles on it, Trunk Music 3 and Catfish Billy 2. Catfish Billy kind of has an off kilter beat on there, and it kind of takes you. It felt like he was kind of telling a story on that one. I like. It's not really like, even though it was released as a single, it did not feel as if it was supposed to be something that was made for radio. It really felt like something out of underground, which, I kind of complain about this a lot when I sit there and talk about, oh, these songs are, too popish or too soft. I mean, this song is actually, if we were to hear the type of radio songs that we wanted from some of these underground artists, this would be a version of that. And it's the same thing DJ Paul is going to do. He's not going to make a song, some sort of convoluted love song. He's going to just come at you like that. And that's kind of what you get. And it works. And it's the same thing with Trunk Music 3. I think it has, if I remember correctly, it has the same type of beat that an earlier Trunk Music song had. It just kind of has some modifications to it. So that, I mean, it sounds good for what it is, but I mean, yeah, it is Trunk Music. So, but then Box Chevy 6, that one is basically almost like a posse cut, but I did like the way that one worked. And DJ Paul kind of did that. Ritz was surprising on there. I haven't heard from him in a while, so that's another one I can see myself enjoying more. But there are some surprises on this album. I mean, there were only two singles. He put them out relatively quickly. He did a bunch of freestyles and kind of called some people out before this album came out, like Post Malone and stuff. But there are album cuts. That's the thing. I was glad for that because I don't remember there being album cuts on Love Story, and there really weren't that many on Radioactive either. So a few of them, the Trailer Park Hollywood song, We Slum, which is another posse cut that works pretty well. I don't know those other two rappers, but I like the fact that Yelawolf did well on it. All the Way Up, which has another sharp beat on there. I don't know who Band Play is, but that was pretty stellar song. And yeah, so that's 3. And then there's actually 7 songs I like on this project. I guess the other one was just Rowdy. So I'll go ahead and list the songs to you that I think you need to hear. Basically 7 out of 14. So Trunk Music 3, Catfish Billy 2, Rowdy, Trailer Park Hollywood, We Slum, Box Chevy 6, and then All the Way Up. Now, obviously, I mean, he tackles other themes. He tells stories. I mean, Yelawolf can tell stories, and he does get personal on there. But I mean, he had kind of done that sort of stuff also on like Trial by Fire and Radioactive. I mean, he did it on most of his albums, but I mean, I guess I just would have to listen to them a little bit more deeper. Because most of the time when I look at it to say, well, am I going to see myself listening to this? I mean, if you're trying to be lively and have more of an outgoing, it's not really the type of music that you'd probably want to hear. But there are plenty of songs. It's just kind of half and half. It just depends. Indoor music, outdoor music. Kind of get both, but the slower songs just were not. I just would have to pick a day where I'd probably want to listen to those. But yeah, so I give this album basically like a 6 out of 10. I know I've been giving a lot of albums 6s, but I mean, it is better than expected. I don't remember what I gave Radioactive in the other one, but it basically is a return to form. I mean, I like half the project, but I just think that, obviously, I mean, it has just about every good song you'd want from a Trunk Music. I think that's just the thing. I probably would have liked maybe 1 or 2 other guests. I mean, the Machine Gun Kelly part was good, and Ritz was another good feature, but I think we just needed like another underground rapper on there. Trying to think of someone else. I mean, Tech Nine would have been great to have on that album. I mean, Yelawolf has been on a song with Tech Nine before. He should have been on that project. And, just someone like that. Chris Calico, one of those cats, just an extra few of those dudes. Ice Cube, maybe if he could have gotten him. But, so the social score, I'll just give like a 4, just because these are underground songs, but you have to, I would say, almost be a fan of Yelawolf to appreciate it. It's slick music, it's outgoing music, and it speaks volume, but uh, I don't know. It just doesn't feel that accessible. This is the thing about it. There's just something that doesn't just say, this is pick up and go, for casual listening. It just works immediately. I think Rowdy does, and I think Box Chevy 6 does, but, there's just not an abundance of songs like that. Maybe that's the problem with Yelawolf, is it's like he's not like the primary pick that you're going to have for saying, oh, you like rap music, we'll try out him. That's just the thing. So, but, obviously it just depends. If we're just talking, normal rap fans, yeah, there's some good music on here. So I guess that would be another good thing to do. But so I guess I kind of found the error in my own judgment there, me just saying, well, just find people who are hardcore fans and you'd be okay. But yeah, so that's the score on it. But I'm almost starting to think like MGK might be able to keep up with like Yelawolf in terms of that, because he at least can mishmash both. He kind of crosses over between, mainstream and underground, but Yelawolf just went with underground. And I don't really want to complain about that too much, because that's where he needs to be. So this is the main thing. So yeah, I give this album a 6, maybe a 6.5. Just about half the album is good. Depending upon your mood, maybe you'll find more than that. But yeah, I would just say from that point, it's above average.